It is Halloween season right now throughout the world, so I figured what better way to celebrate it than to set up a small Halloween-themed aquarium. So this aquarium right here is a vase from Michael's that I bought. It's 7 by 7 by 7 in inches. I'm not sure what that is in centimeters. I'll pop that up. And that comes out to about 1.5 gallons. And I want to make this thing as Halloween as possible while also maintaining a semi-natural look. It'll be a bit different than my usual scapes, obviously, a bit more holiday-esque, a little bit less naturalistic than most of my scapes are, but I figured let's have a little fun and make this thing into a holiday scape. So first things first, obviously I'm going to add in substrate. And what better color sand to use in a Halloween themed scape than black sand? So that's what I'm doing. This is Petco brand sand. It's very cheap, 10 bucks for a 5-pound bag. And that's what I'm gonna add in, just a couple inches of sand in the bottom so that I can plant into things. That should be about good. Got it a bit sloped towards the back, got enough to plant in. So now, obviously, because this sand is not nutrient rich in any way, shape, or form, I'm going to be adding in some root tabs. And this just came out a lot cheaper than buying aqua soil, because aqua soil is expensive. And I had root tabs laying around already. So I'm gonna add in a couple of these root tabs, just kind of, luckily this thing's small, so I don't really need to put them, I don't really need that many. Get one in the front here, one in the back. Yeah, should definitely be enough. Looking at the directions for use, that'll be plenty. And as I said, this is going to be a little bit less traditional than my usual scapes, and I'm going to be using this skull for my kind of main hardscape that I'm going to be placing like right in the center there. I think that'll look great in there. Definitely less traditional than just using rocks and wood, but for a Halloween scape, I think that is perfect. Alrighty, now that that's in, I'm going to add in some more conventional looking hardscape, and that being some of these Sirius stone looking rocks. I've got several of them, and I'm just going to play around with them and kind of lay them on every side of this skull to try and build up as if a skull is wedged in between a pile of rocks or something like that. So just something like that. Got a bunch of rocks all over the place. The skull is tucked in right between them, as if an actual skull of someone that got stuck in a rock pile or something like that. I think this looks pretty cool. And now that our hardscape is complete, we are going to add in just a couple of plants as an accent to make this thing look nice and grown in. And I want to keep the planting as Halloween themed as possible. So for our first plant is going to be a crypt wenditai. A nice looking plant, very low tech, low light, everything like that, which it makes it perfect for this little bowl. I'm just gonna stick it like right in the foreground here, get it planted eventually. There we go. Crypts are perfect in low light, and also the benefit of, for Halloween themed scapes, they look kind of eerie and almost fall-like with their colors and patterns on the leaves. And the name Crypt as well is quite Halloween themed as well. And then I'm also going to add in a little bit of buse. This is an epiphyte plant, so I'm not going to plant it into the water column, but I'm just going to wedge it in between a couple of these rocks. Right back here, that'll add a nice touch as well. And then lastly, I'm going to add in some Hydrocaudal Japan. This plant looks like a vine when it grows. It'll cover everything. And I'm going to plant it kind of so it's growing out of this skull. Kind of like that, so that it's popping out of the eye. And it looks like the skull is being taken over by a vine. Alrighty, so that is all the planting that we are going to do. As you can tell, very limited planting, but I really want to focus on that skull and on the hardscape more than I want to do on the plants. So now I am going to fill this thing up. Alright, so there we go, now all filled up. Luckily none of the plants floated up, which is great. I think it looks great now that I've got the light on it. You can see the hydrocotyl poking out and the crypt, which is going to be that nice focal point right in the front. And when that grows, I'm going to take like a little trimming of it and plant it right in that side. I just didn't want to spend the money to buy a second crypt when in time it'll grow and I can trim it to get even more. Now we're going to add in our final thing, which is going to be the inhabitants. And what better thing to add into a Halloween themed tank than some ghost shrimp. I've got 3 of them in here. They've been acclimating into the room temperature, which is what this thing's going to be at. It'll be perfectly fine at room temperature of about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. There's 3 of them in here, and I am going to add them in. And now before any of you get upset for dumping the water in the bag in, I see no reason not to, because they are the only inhabitants going in. I have no problem with adding in that water, which is not terrible water from the pet store. I see no reason not to add them in, because there's no issue with water parameters are the same. The pet store is very close by where I am, and there's no danger of transferring any diseases or anything like that to any established inhabitants, because there are no established inhabitants. So in this case, I see no issue with just dumping that water in. And as you can see, the fish or the shrimp are about perfect size for this tank. They're quite small and they won't require a lot of area. And this size tank is perfect for a group of 3 of them. So hopefully you all enjoyed this fun little scape. I know I had a fun time putting it together. It was very, very fun to set up something a little bit different from the naturescapes that I usually do and do something a little bit more fun and holiday related. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, then be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I will see you all in the next one.